Dobbs a touchdown.
Hang on. Love to Watson to a one-score game.
Hey, this is Ahman Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leading rusher. Bill, the Packer fan and Packer owner, Nick. They run a website for Packer news and updates, and I know Packer news hasn't been so great lately because we got some players that are not Packers anymore that you loved at one time, but you might hate a little bit right now.
Two great running backs. We have a competent offensive line.
He's saying that he felt in November and December that they didn't want him back.
Get a little safety in that position. Either we go.
There's no reason to believe we can't return, but.
And they came out, there's a couple guys that came out and said that Rodgers is telling what
solution of it, and don't let them go for anything under than one.
And you know what, Packer fans? The Bears still suck. So go Pack Go, and good luck to you, Bill and Nick, their website and their Packer news. Talk to you later.
It's a lot easier to come in and skip doing mop-up duty, but he threw the ball all. He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers the way he was throwing the ball sidearm and just flicking the ribs, and the ball was just jumping out of his hand.
Agreed. Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick.
What is going on, everybody? We got another show lined up for you guys. Just give me 1 second here. We're trying to get everything wrapped up. We're going to be talking about free agency, the combine, all that other good stuff. A lot of crazy stuff has happened in the last 2 weeks.
It's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been real nuts.
Deadline football. I hate it.
Yeah.
It sucks, but it's here.
It's that part of the year, you know.
Well, while you're doing that, Bill, we might as well tee Dorn up for, hey, Dorn, why are the Lions the same old Lions?
because they're the same old Lions.
That's funny.
Are the same old Lions. Well, I mean, look, bro. I mean, they actually stepped it up a notch. Last year they had gambling. This year they got,
violence.
Yeah, I mean, they're
gambling attempted murder
stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Bill,
right.
did you hear the details?
Yeah, I think he threw her out of a third floor window or something like that. He's been on the run
Yes.
for a couple of weeks now. Like that is wild. We're discussing Cam Sutton right now for the people that are just joining, the Detroit Lion player. He threw a woman out of the third floor window and been on the run for 2 weeks.
Girlfriend.
Detroit Lions 2 weeks to cut him, apparently. But at least they finally made that move.
Well, I think they just waited till it went public. It didn't go public till 2 days ago or 3 days ago.
Well, actually, they didn't find out like we did a couple days, right? That morning, boom. They must, 2 weeks went by. They probably went to the fucking Lions and said, "Hey, is he around by you guys?" Blah blah. Nope. And then the news broke out.
So a lot of people are upset that Aaron Jones, is no longer a Green Bay Packer and he moved on to be with Minnesota. And we know he had a lot of beef with Minnesota players over the past few years, fighting back and forth with different players. So I went and did a little research. I went and looked to see what was our final offer for Green Bay. It's pretty crazy. Let me pull up this for you guys. Check this out. The original Green Bay was $11 million base, $1 million incentives. The final Green Bay offer was less than $4 million base, $2 million in incentives. The Vikings are paying him $6 million and $1 million in incentives. Did Aaron Jones get done dirty by Green Bay? Did Green Bay do him dirty?
Go
ahead.
Yeah, I can understand a little bit where they're coming from with him being so often injured that they wanted to reduce the number. But that type of number for what Aaron Jones has done for us, and not even just on the field, but in the locker room, was a bit of a slap to the face of him. And I can understand why this guy's pissed off. Now, I don't want to see him out in purple, but I can understand it.
Yeah, I don't like that he went to Minnesota.
You're saying they made that was the restructured deal that they were offering him, $11 million at first, and he didn't take that.
No, that was his deal before the restructure.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so then we turned around and offered him just $4 million. I mean,
there was a lot of back and forth for 2 weeks, and the final offer was $4 million base, $2 million incentives, and he turned that down.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, business is business. I mean, it sucks. I I don't think any player should take a pay cut. I got a lot of Packer fans saying, "Oh, Jordan Love should take a friendly deal." Why?
Nope.
Why? Somewhere down the line, you're going to ask him to take a cut because he's going to lose out. Right. So right now, he's at the top of his game. You pay him top dollar. If he's giving you top, plays, then you need to pay him, and that should be for every player in the league. Raise the salary cap if you want to be able to sign more players. Then I don't really understand the why should a guy take a pay cut when he's worth every penny that you know he's worth. You know what I mean?
What's your thoughts on that, Dorn?
Well, I think the Packers. What I think what the Packers did is pretty much told them, this is what we're going to give you. Do the Lions says you take it or we're getting rid of you. You know what I mean? I think LaFleur always wanted a different fucking running back because they're going after Taylor and all that stuff. But I think he wants a certain type of running back, and Jacobs fits the mold, man. He fits. I mean, I think he's going to fit right in our offense.
And he's
really
younger.
Good. Yeah, he's younger. He's going to fit really good. To me, he's like an Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon kind of mixed together. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yep, I understand what you're getting at.
But, yeah, I think they did the right thing, tell you the truth. I hate to say it, but I see Jones go. He wants to go play for the Vikings. He ain't winning nothing. I mean, he ain't going there to win nothing, so it's all revenge.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Isaac and Darian. Glad you guys made it. Isaac, what's your thoughts on that? Did the Green Bay Packers do Aaron Jones wrong? Did they lowball him?
Yeah, they did. I mean, the guy took 2 pay cuts to stay, you know what I mean? So he really did due diligence for the Packers, and he could have went somewhere on his first pay cut. You know what I mean? He could have went to some other team. They would have paid up the wazoo for him, But he stuck around. He wanted to, be with the team, become the leader. And he took another pay cut last year, like Michael Weiss mentioned. So that's another pay cut. And then you're asking him again to do it again.
Right, third time. And then you lowballed him on top of that.
Yeah.
I think it was just a nice way of saying, hey, we're letting you go. I think that's the way they're pretty much saying it. Hey, this is a nice way of saying, okay, your time's done.
So, I was also reading today that A.J. Dillon might not even make the 53-man roster.
No.
Depending on what happens during the draft.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your thoughts on that, A-Dub? What's your thoughts? Did the Green Bay Packers disrespect Aaron Jones with that offer? I'm not sure if you've seen the final offer. We dug it up. It was $4 million base with $2 million in incentives, and the Vikings are going to pay him $6 million base, $1 million incentives.
Well, when I think so much about what Aaron Jones had to offer to this franchise, being a team leader and all, I feel like they could have went a different route with this. They really should have went a different route with all this, considering what Jones had to offer to this franchise throughout the years he's played with us. But I can understand why they wanted to ask him to do the pay cut. Like, you didn't have one full season where you wasn't getting hurt all the time, and that pretty much might have played into their decision about him having to do it.
You think he's worth $7 million?
From my perspective, yes, he could be worth that much.
Yeah, me too.
Considering what he had to offer to this offense, being the heart and soul of this team and everything he's offered to the team, I would have not had a problem paying him that much.
Right. Man, I think we got robbed, man. I wanted to see both of those guys, man. Jones and Jacobs, man. That would have been killer, man.
Yeah, we had the best running back duel in the league for about 45 minutes, guys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
I first it is
down. What's up with Aaron? Go ahead. You want to finish it up? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would have thought they would have made a good running back duel, but it is, as you say, this team is working towards embracing the youth. Like, we're getting younger in every area, even the running back position. But that just leads me to believe that if we go after a running back in this draft, it has to be somebody with Aaron Jones' skill set. Right. I'm sure that's not going to be too hard to find.
Yeah, when we first got Josh Jacobs, I was like, wow, we're going to have the best duel in the league. This is going to be great, man. It's going to open up the passing game because, defense are going to always have to stack the box. And then, boom, he got released.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks. So what's your guys' initial thought? Is Josh Jacobs a better back than Aaron Jones? Josh Jacobs has 175 missed tackles forced since 2021. That's first among all running backs in the NFL. Did we get an upgrade? What do you guys think?
I'm gonna
Jones is a top 5 running back, where Jacobs is a top 3. They're both extremely excellent backs. You can't go wrong with having them lead your backfield. But Jacobs was better overall. Now, Jones was a lot more elusive, but the whole thing is Jacobs has won a rushing crown at least, where Jones has never done that because he hasn't been healthy enough to.
Okay. All right, go ahead, A-Dub. What's your thoughts on that? Did we get an upgrade at running back? Is Jacobs better?
I think Jacobs makes for a better running back only when it comes to him being the elite bell cow runner in the backfield that you would hope A.J. Dillon was. But that's the only area I find a concern for Jacobs is how well can he catch out the backfield compared to Jones. Because that's the one area I think where Jones would be better. But any other area, Josh Jacobs is definitely an upgrade. Like you say, he does excel at breaking and forcing a lot of missed tackles, and he is that elite bell cow runner you want coming out of your backfield.
Okay, Robert, what's your thoughts, buddy?
Yeah, I like this. I think it's a lot of people are saying it's a lateral move. I mean, lateral means we got the same guy, but I mean, it was nice having both those guys for like 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was. But
yeah, you ain't lying.
It was kind of insulting I could see where Jones is coming from. I mean, you offer the guy coming in more money than him, and he's been here for the last 8 years, holding it down. I mean,
but he is younger though. He is younger.
Yeah, no, I wanted. I'm all about this. At first, I was like miffed about it, but I'm good
Bears
now.
still suck.
Yeah, the Bears still suck. You got that.
There we go.
Bears suck. There we go.
What's up, David Hall? He's been around for a good minute.
But I mean, this is a total upgrade. I mean, and honestly, I said we've never had a rushing title here in Green Bay. I mean, Jacobs is every bit could do it. So, I mean, I don't know how much LaFleur is going to lean on him. I'm sure there's going to be moments where we can't pass and we have to run, or I'm more confident now that when need that 1 yard line, that 1 yard, that goal line, we got a guy that's going to get it for us. So.
Right. So, what's your thoughts on that, John Dorn? Did we get an upgrade at running back by signing Josh Jacobs and releasing Aaron Jones?
Yes, definitely we did. Definitely
got younger.
Yep, we got younger for one thing. I pulled up all their stats. Montgomery's, I pulled up Aaron Jones, all of them. And Jacobs has the best of all of them. The only thing that Aaron Jones has on him is actually more receiving yards. But Jacobs has actually got quite a few receiving yards. And actually, he went to a floor. He said he wants to catch the ball a lot more. So I have a feeling this offseason, he's going down to California, go play with the young boys, and they're going to be fucking, showing the ropes with him. So I'm not worried about that part. Yeah, right now, if I had to rank the running backs in the division, I'd put Jacob first, Aaron Jones, then Montgomery, and then Gibbs. Gibbs is good. Don't get me wrong. Don't freak out, Lion fans.
Wait. You're going to put a Detroit Lion in the top 5?
No, just in our division. In our order in our division.
Oh, I was going to say, you guys, someone needs to clip that for a moment here.
And then, Isaac, since you're laughing here, how about we give you this comment and you can answer that one?
Man, I was all in on the Devin White train. I've been saying it for weeks. You can ask these guys in the back chat. But a buddy of mine put to light on what he's graded at against the run, and he's terrible. He's like the second worst in the league.
You got that.
And I was like, I was all in on the Devin White train until I saw that. And I think Devin White already signed. He signed with
he signed with
Eagles.
somebody.
I think it was the Eagles that he signed with.
So, Isaac, what's your thoughts? Did we upgrade at running back by signing Josh Jacobs?
You know what? As a youth standpoint, yes. As a play standpoint, it's more catered to what Aaron Jones brings because of his wide receiving capabilities. You know what I mean? Because I don't see too many backs in the league besides maybe Kamara or Joe Mixon that runs routes like Aaron Jones, that does deep slants, that does curl routes, that does go routes. But as far as a young standpoint, I think it's the best time to let Jacobs run the reign. We have definitely a great O-line that he can run behind that'll get him more yards per carry. And not only that, he has the most broken tackles in the league. I can imagine what it's going to be like under our, offensive line.
And back to 2022 version.
Yeah, on top of that, A.J. Dillon, he wasn't a guy that was catching passes in Boston College. Then he came on Green Bay, and all of a sudden he was catching everything his rookie year. So Jacobs can evolve into being that pass-catching running back and really be beneficial to our offense.
Okay, that's pretty decent. My thoughts is, getting rid of Aaron Jones was definitely a rough pill to swallow. But at the same time, the Green Bay Packers upgraded that running back with just a younger, versatile running back. Just a season ago, he had 1,600 yards on the season. If this guy could stay healthy, this could really open up the passing game just that much more. But my worry is if he does go down, who's going to be there behind him? Because I don't know about you guys, but watching last year, I'm not counting on A.J. Dillon to do it.
We're going to have to draft.
He was not able to step up and fulfill that need.
I want to see how he does in preseason and all that.
That's my hope is we got a couple of second rounders and a couple of third rounders. Grab us an elite running back. I know most of this draft is going to be defense, but get us a running back. We got to get that running back.
I'm calling in and confident in the idea that Green Bay drafting a running back is a given. The only question is
early in the round.
That's going to be the thing. Which round are we going to get one, and what kind of skill set is this running back going to have? Because my recommendation is make sure we find one whose skill set is equal to that of Jones, as far as an elite pass catcher out of the backfield.
Right. And everyone watching right now, be sure to hit that follow button. We're streaming on Roku TV right now, YouTube, multiple Facebook pages. Wherever you're watching this from, be sure to hit the subscribe or follow button so you can keep up with us. We're live every Saturday night at 5 p.m. and Monday night at 5 p.m. as well. So let's get on to the next topic, guys. Should Jared Alexander give back some money? He's due to make $23.9 on the cap hit this year. And if they went after Aaron Jones for that petty money, are they going to go after Jared Alexander next?
Man, they might go after him, but I don't know how any player, after watching what happened with Aaron Jones, says, oh, yeah, I'm going to go take a team discount just so in a few years you can stick it up my ass.
Yeah. You don't think he should give a little bit of money back?
No, the only thing that I see that he could do is lessen the cap hit and get more cash now.
See, it says 21 mil right here from NFL on Fox, but I currently have over the cap pulled up, and it's saying 23.9.
Oh, shit.
So, I mean, that's $3 million.
Personally, I think it would be a good idea for him to give some of that money
Get
back.
him down to like 16 or 17.
Yeah. And the reason I'm thinking about him to do that is going to come down to the idea of what kind of production we've been getting from him over the years.
Like pretty solid except for last year.
Yeah. If he comes back and be the Jair Alexander we know as far as the elite shutdown guy that we all know and love, then maybe I wouldn't bother or worry him about paying nothing back. But at this point, yeah. I'm sure Green Bay will want to go after him for wanting to do a discount of sorts.
Go ahead, Robert. I see you shaking your head. What's your thoughts, buddy?
Yeah, look, man. Going into last season, Jair was ranked the third corner in the league. Man, he had a down year. It was an injury season. Yes, it happens. Doesn't mean it's gonna. That's how it is for the rest of his career. Now, will Green Bay ask him for a discount? They probably will, just because they want to save money, but it ain't because he had a down year. They're still believing in him, and our new DC, everybody. This
for that debut.
I know it plays into what Jair's good at. I mean, this is going to make Jair look like a superstar. You just got to give it a season and let it go. You'll see what's going on, and Everybody's going to have a different tune about Jair. Trust me.
All right, Doran, what's your thoughts on that? So Jared Alexander gives some money back?
No, I just leave it the way it is right now. I mean, our cap is just finally getting back to actually being good. And I don't want to kick stuff down the road. You know how that goes. You give money up front, and then you kick out extra years. It's like, no, let's don't get into that garbage again. Let's keep our books good. Move on. And see what he does next year. Then maybe next year, then explore something. Maybe
Right.
But right now, just leave it where it is. Kenny Clark, no. Now let's don't. What's
Kenny Clark's due to get about $27 million.
Let's extend them. Let's knock that down for this year. Get that 27 knocked down. Let's extend them. And that's what I'm thinking about Kenny. But
That's
or you might
to see, Michael. I hope you're right there, buddy. I hope you're
Yep.
right.
Because that's more what I was trying to say is I'd rather them see them get signing bonuses.
Well, I don't know if you guys know about contracts as much, but as the contract ages, they can convert more money over to sign-on bonuses. So if they wait 2-3 years out of a 5-year deal, they can convert more than 50% of that over to a sign-on bonus, and then his cap hit is almost next to nothing. That's what Aaron Rodgers did when he went to New York. Remember when he reconstructed real quick to help Green Bay, and then he went over there and reconstructed for them, and that's pretty much what he did. You know what I'm saying? He just converted a lot of it over to sign-on. Now this year, he's going to have like over a $50 million hit in New York.
But a lot of times too, some of these contracts they don't even need a permission from the player. They can say, okay, we're giving you $6 million now, and we're going to add on a couple years on the back.
You're going to argue about getting $6 million.
Yeah, I'm just so shocked that Green Bay
give it to me, baby,
over such little money. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the next one. How would you guys grade Matt LaFleur so far without Aaron Rodgers? A, B, C, or just an F? I'm going to give him, me personally, out of what I've seen, I'm going to give him a solid B. He started out pretty good, then he went kind of rough, and then he finished out a hell of a season last year. Let's start it out with Isaac this time. What's your thoughts? What would you grade Matt LaFleur last year? His first year without being with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'd give him B too. It started off with a rough start, and then he really picked it up in the second half. He not only did he take over, the offensive play calling, he took over the defensive capabilities of Rick. Joe Barry wasn't doing his thing, so LaFleur took part of taking over the offense and had the team rolling, had the offense go smooth as butter. Opened up the playbook at the right time, and Jordan Love flourished under it. So a lot of kudos goes to Matt LaFleur for changing our season around. And he really is a coach. It's not just him riding Aaron Rodgers' coattails.
Right. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Robert?
I give him a C because, look, he started out, it was horrible in the beginning. Clearly, the offense wasn't gelling. It wasn't moving. Some of it had to do with Love. But it looked like LaFleur wasn't calling he wasn't making the plays so it could help the offense.
Right.
And then, everybody says, well, yeah, he took over at the end of the season my thought on that is if you didn't hire that dumbass in the first place, you wouldn't have to take over for him. Okay. Yeah. You bought Barry. That's that was your burden to bear. And you had to step in because of that reason. You kept him on one more year with his subpar defensive scheme that was crap. And that was all on him, and he owned it. So that's why I say I would love to give him a B or an A, but, I'm sorry. He gets a C for me just because I think he should have looked further ahead than what he did. So,
yeah, I agree with you. What's your thoughts on that, A-Dub? How would you grade Matt LaFleur's first season without a Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers?
I'm with the majority who says I give him a B. It is like you say, he had a slow start, having to figure out coaching and working to the strength of the young guys that he had assembled on the field, especially what was surrounding Jordan Love. And the sooner he made that call to just take the training wheels off of Love and let things work out accordingly, that's sooner you got to see this team pick up and start working properly. Going into that second half, it was all about adjusting and coaching and playing and working to the strength of the players you had out there. And what really knocks his grade down is having to cover up for somebody else, being Joe Barry, when it came to that defense not being up to snuff in his terms of what they was trying to do. So yeah, solid B for Matt LaFleur when it comes to the job he did. Like, you did exceed expectations when it came to what this team was going to do this year. So kudos to him.
All right. How about you, Ken? What's your thoughts on that? How would you grade Matt LaFleur in his first season coaching the Packers without a Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers?
See, I'm going to be the optimist here, and I'm giving him the A for what he did at the end of the season, turning everything up and not only making Love look like an absolute superstar, but him going into the defense and running that, because I think that was totally LaFleur's defense at the end of the year. But what really does it for me is what he did in the offseason and gutted the strength and conditioning, the defense, and not just the coordinator, got rid of multiple position coaches too. That he finally identified that, hey, I may like this guy, he may be my buddy, but he's just bringing me down and we got to move on. That he finally made that, I'm going to give him the A.
Okay. All right. And how about you, John Dorn? How would you grade Matt LaFleur's first season without having a Hall of Fame quarterback, Aaron Rodgers?
Definitely an A, man. Definitely an A. I mean, he took the youngest team, the first youngest team to win a playoff game. They're the youngest to win a playoff game. I mean, how many? Nobody has done it before. We're the youngest. So he came out and said before the season that there's going to be up and downs. He told us right up straight, we're going to have up and downs. Expect it. You know,
Yeah.
and we did. And we had up and downs. And then, like he said, in Pittsburgh, about halfway through that game, 3/4 of that game, he was like, you know what? I need to open up this book. And from that game on, he opened that book up. We had the Lions next game, and we shredded the fucking Lions. Shredded them. And after that,
on Thanksgiving. Don't forget the Thanksgiving part, Thorne.
Yeah. And then we went in KC the next week after that and fucking spanked the goddamn Chiefs. Same old Lions. Who's gold?
All right, guys, we're at a half-hour break. Did you got something to say? Go ahead, A-Dub, pick it up.
Yeah, to follow up what you said about the whole thing of expectations, yeah, I remember LaFleur did mention before the season got started, keep your expectations tempered. Like, we shouldn't be asking too much out of somebody with their first year as a starter.
Yeah, and we should have figured it's going to take time. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, growing pains, adversity, that's always expected with anybody's first year starting. Like, we had to see that coming. I mean, too, like, the start of 3-6, you didn't have to panic too much at that moment.
Right. All right, guys, we're at that half-hour break. We're going to go ahead and run our little advertisement, and we'll pick it back up.
So, of course, you're watching the Frozen Tundra Network. Like and share our page on Facebook and Instagram. And, of course, we got Bill, the Packer fan, who's always been here with us. And now we have Packers News 24/7 for all of your Packers news, highlights, and updates. One of our newest pages, PackerBacker News. They have a morning show every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Go check them out. And as everybody knows, we have the Frozen Tundra Network podcast on the Northeast Streaming Sports Channel that is live every Saturday and Monday, 5 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah, just remember, wherever you're watching this broadcast from, it's on YouTube, Roku, TV, multiple Facebook pages. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the follow button. This way you can tune in every Saturday and Monday night at 5 p.m. for the Frozen Tundra Network. Get all your Packer news and updates, and even rumors. We even take on some trolls, live. We take live calls as well. So what's kind of funny is, guys, I was, looking around Facebook and scrolling around, and I came across this. The Bears' potential next quarterback is a Packer fan. Now, we already all knew that, but now he tweeted and say, I guess I'm still a Packer fan. What's your guys' thoughts on the next future Bears quarterback being a Packer fan? I see Isaac smiling. What's your thoughts on that, man? I know you got something smart to say.
It ain't the first time a quarterback from the Bears is a Packer fan. We all remember Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
He tweeted right before he got drafted by the Bears and said he was a Packer fan.
Yeah.
So welcome, Caleb Williams. You're going on a long line of being a Packer fan, quarterback for the Bears. And I'm sorry, even though you were on my favorite college team, you're not going to succeed getting your ass kicked here, going against our Packer team. Jacob's going to run through that defense like he always does.
What's your thoughts on that, Dorn?
Well, I mean, they're getting a quarterback that wears a dress and paints his nails. Figures that, come on, man.
And cries to his mom on the sidelines.
Yeah, and they want to try to beat the Packers. It ain't happening. They're gonna another 3 years get our quarterback. It's like just another day for him, man. Bears still suck. Same old.
Yeah. Go ahead, Isaac. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I actually got to go. I just want to say have a good show, fellas. Hey, remember also what Bill failed to mention in that halfway mark is also follow Bill the Packer fan. Subscribe to him as well. And before I go, say go Pack go, and Dennis Ford, you can color Justin Fields running away from the Bears.
Yeah, right. Get your paint by numbers and paint up a portrait of our new defensive coordinator because he's going to give you nightmares.
Yeah.
But all right, Isaac, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it, buddy.
Take care.
Yep.
Go Pack go.
A-Dub, what's your thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on the Bears potentially getting a new quarterback with the first overall pick? Now, don't forget, he cries on the sidelines and he paints his nails. Go ahead.
I would not. Every part of me wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being another typical day. You pick up another quarterback and you're going to ruin him because it might be the same situation as Justin Fields. That fan base will bully their front office to have that rookie start right away, and he'll end up being ruined when it comes to not being fully acquainted and fully familiar with everything. Like, the kid's going to need time to learn and adjust and know that offense from the inside out and make sure everything is situated properly from the old line to the backfield to the weapons he's got. I'm thinking the Bears do have a good enough team, but when it comes to that QB situation, I just don't buy into the idea that this one's going to be any different.
Okay. All right. What's your thoughts on the Bears getting a new quarterback that paints his nails and cries to his mom on the sidelines?
I personally don't care if they take him or not. To us, it doesn't matter. We own the Bears for the last 10 in a row. So, they're going to screw this up no matter what they do. I honestly believe that. The best thing they could do is put a lot of good pieces there and then go to free agency and find a quarterback because they cannot make one. They just go find one already pre-made like they did with Jay Cutler. That was probably their best quarterback in their history. And they found him, and that's how they should do it because they just don't. They absolutely fail when it comes to quarterbacks.
Yes,
so,
stat-wise, Jay Cutler was one of the Bears' best quarterbacks. But what's your thoughts on that, Ken? What's your thoughts on the Bears drafting a new quarterback in the first overall?
That after the sixth sweep in a row happens, Caleb's going to be on the field, and he'll be right along with all the other Packers fans cheering, go Pack, go. While he's wearing his Bears uniform, begging love to swap a jersey with him.
That's funny.
Yeah.
There you go, Alexander.
I think it's got to be two quarterbacks the Bears have drafted that was officially a Packer fan. So let me ask you guys this. It was a pretty exciting free agency. We lost Aaron Jones. We grabbed Josh Jacobs. We grabbed a good safety. We re-signed a lot of key players, including Keyshawn Nixon. How would you guys grade the Packers' free agency move so far this season? Let's start it out with Robert. We'll go right down.
And it was great. This has been the best free agency I've seen. We got two premium guys in premium spots, running back and safety. That was big needs for us, and they filled the load. So, it was perfect Perfect.
And what's your thoughts on that, John Dorn?
I give it about a B. I mean, we got more needs, man. We got to get in their safety. We need more linebackers. We could use some get some offensive line, backup offensive linemen. There's more work to do. So far, about a B. You know, I mean, I tell you the truth, man. I'm gonna. Simmons might be coming to Green Bay. I think they're working out numbers right now as we speak. I got a little tip on that.
For who?
Okay.
Simmons from
Really?
Broncos.
Is it true that Adam Scheffner is your cousin?
False.
Oh, okay. All right, Ken, what's your thoughts on that, buddy? How would you grade the Green Bay Packers' moves in free agency so far?
I'm going to give them an A-. The McKinney signing was outstanding. Anybody watching any of our shows knows I've been pounding the table for this guy since before the start of free agency. Jacobs was another freaking home run getting him. The only thing that drops it for me is that we couldn't make it work with Aaron Jones. But with the way Goody did this free agency, I think we're set up perfectly for the draft. We got a couple of holes still to fill and a bunch of draft picks to fill them.
Okay. And what's your thoughts on this, Darian? How would you grade the Green Bay Packers free agency moves?
I'm going solid B on this one. Because for me, when it comes to both those splash signings that Green Bay did, both players to me are an upgrade to the certain area and position. Like Xavier McKinney, a definite upgrade to the safety position that was strongly needed, especially when it comes to the way he played, being one of the best safeties out there at his spot. But I still say we got to get somebody competent enough to complement him at that position. And Josh Jacobs, to me, when it comes to the youth and the elite bell cow runner that he is, I give him a definite slit edge of an upgrade over Jones. So yeah, that's a solid B for me. But as you say, there's still holes to be filled in other areas on this team, and hopefully they will address it through the draft. Like we could still make some other moves in free agency, to which I hope they do.
Well, I believe the Packers are like first or second with the most draft picks this year in the NFL. So,
yeah,
and we got 5 in the first round pick, so there's definitely room to pick up some needs there. But I was watching the herd the other day, and I seen this pop up. Is he finally jumping on the Green Bay Packers wagon?
Sure, bro.
He's got a Super 4 in the whole NFL. And I don't know if you guys follow the herd much, but he sure isn't too much of a Green Bay Packer fan at all.
But what is the Vikings doing down there?
And to me, part of him wanting to jump on board has everything to do with the play of Jordan Love, because I hadn't forgotten about the kind of statements and the shade he threw at Jordan Love at the start of the season.
Oh yeah,
the sooner Jordan Love emerged as that skillful player at his position and proved certain people wrong, that's the sooner you had to hear him give some credit to Green Bay and start seeing them as a legit contender in this division. And we could still beat, and there's every chance Green Bay can be a legit contender in the NFC, given how the NFC isn't going to be very strong this year.
Right. He's got 3 teams from the NFC North in his top 10, everybody but the Bears. Now, what were you saying about that, Thorne?
I don't know why the Vikings are up there, to tell you the truth. I just don't see it. They got Sam Darnold.
I think if anything, the Bears could be in that spot because I don't know, they're both kind of wishy-washy because you don't know who their quarterback's going to be.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't even understand why he would put him in a top 10. Are you buying what he's selling, Robert, or what?
No, I agree. The Bears should be on there before the Vikings, just because the Bears have added more to their team than they've ever had. I mean, honestly, without them having a quarterback, they should be better just based on the positions that they filled with and some of those are second and third rate players, but I mean, they're better than what they had. They didn't get any production out of some of these spots, and now they're gonna. So, I mean, I think they literally put someone in. in their offensive position, they drafted at every spot: running back, wide receiver. They picked up a free agent in every category on offense. I mean, they better be better. They spent a lot of money.
So what's your thoughts on that, Ken? Are you buying what they're selling, buddy? Are you buying what the herd is selling, or should we be in number 3 and the Lions should be in 4th?
Oh, you asked me. Of course, we should be number 3.
That's what my opinion is. I don't know.
No, my problems with the list are, like everybody said, the Vikings being on there, and actually Buffalo too, because of the fire sale that they had in Buffalo. We have no idea what the hell kind of team they're going to be this coming season. They lost their core defensive players.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. If there's one team I don't agree on with being that high, it's got to be the Eagles. Like that team itself definitely had a collapse at the start, last going into the end of the season, where they started off strong and then they had a second half collapse somewhere when it came to their defense and everything being exposed to where part of that season for them was somewhat fraudulent. Like you didn't see, they wasn't all that great to me.
Yeah. I could tell you exactly what happened there down there in Philly. Is what happened is they made Matt Patricia the defensive coordinator, and of course that went back to Detroit when he had problems with Slay. So the whole defense pretty much held out on the Eagles. Now my take on it is, I think this is full of shit. I think Green Bay should be number 3, Detroit should be number 4, the Bears should be number 10, and the Eagles, like Darian said, shouldn't even be on that list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's my opinion,
Well, I'm gonna tell you the reason. One of the biggest reasons why the Lions will be ahead of us is because they won the division and they had a better season than Green Bay did.
They played one extra playoff game than us.
Exactly. That's another reason they'll be ahead.
I'd give to the Eagles being on the list is the flurry of moves that they had made this offseason. I think it at least puts them in contention for being a top 10 team. That's why I don't have a problem with them being there. Now, if it was just based off of last year, I completely agree with you guys. They had a Viking-style collapse.
Right. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. Good old Rashad Gary. He came off an injury. I mean, what did he start, week 4, week 5?
Yeah.
He started kind of late in the season. So this season, he's going to have a fresh season. What were you about to say, Robert? Go ahead.
I think they slow played him coming in because every week he just kept getting better and better. I don't think he started week 1, but I think by week 3 he was already, But they had him on a snap count. I mean, they were just being cautious. I mean, I understand. I mean, he's a star player. You want to make sure he's back. And I think it worked out great. I think he had a great season. I think he played like he was supposed to and got better and progressed. And
well, let's get on to the next topic then, since you're on there. How many sacks is Rashad Gary going to have this season? Over or under 10 sacks?
With a fresh start, he's going to have over 10 easy.
Okay, now remember,
this new style of defense, he's going to definitely.
Now remember, this is
needed on the record.
So this is on the record. There's no turning back after this.
Put it on the record, man. Let's give him 14. I'm going to say 14 sacks. All right, there you go.
Yep. How you doing, Linda? We appreciate it, and we appreciate everybody watching us on Roku.
Hey, thank you, Linda.
Make sure you guys come look for us on Roku because we're just not on Facebook and YouTube anymore.
Yeah, and on the
Northeast streaming channel.
There you go.
Roku, you go to the search option and you type in Northeast. As soon as you type in Northeast, it pops right up. You download the app, and bam, you're watching the Frozen Tundra Network live on Roku. Now, what were you going to say, Ken?
I was just going to make sure that we got out that it was on the Northeast streaming channel on Roku. But once I'm pulled up, and we all know how much I love Gary, I even named my dog after him. I'm going to go out right on the limb, put this sumbitch on the record. He's going to have 16 sacks this year. He's going to come up. He's going to come out as an absolute dominating force.
All right. If yours was 16 sacks, I can't wait to hear this one. What's your thoughts, John Dorn?
Well, I'm delusional sometimes, but not that bad. But I went with 13 to 15, though.
Yeah, no, I said 14. I think 14.
15, right on there.
13 to 15. That seems.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's only one off of what Ken said. So
Uh-huh.
you know, see how he slid that toward you there, Ken?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Robert. How many sacks is Rashawn Gary going to have next season? Over or under 10?
He's going to have 14. I'm telling you, 14.
14. Now, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You already did yours, so
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
pretty much went. My prediction is I'm going to call it. I'm going to say 13 sacks to 15 on the season, and it's one off from Ken. I mean, 16 is definitely possible. Anything's possible with the new defensive coordinator changing the scheme and everything else. So let's see what's next. Did you guys see what Greg Jennings said? That was pretty wild. Did we go to A-Dub? Did you get on?
No, we did not.
Go ahead, A-Dub. What's your thoughts on that? How many sacks is Rashawn Gary going to have? Over or under 10 sacks?
20, I believe so. Yeah, okay.
20? Wow, Darian. Wow, you're really stepping on the ledge.
Nah, I ain't going that far. And to be honest, I'm personally going to be with you guys on this. When I look at the schedule in terms of who we're matching up against and some of the teams we're playing against, I'd say it's more than possible, without question, Rashawn Gary can get more than 10 sacks this year.
I think he's. He's had a 10 sack season already so far. And Barry, I only think he was injured one season, bud. I think that was his first and only injury as a pro player. So I'm not sure about the injury prone. I mean,
Yeah, this year they started him out slow. They gave.
that's what I was going to say. It was a significant injury, so you can't just throw him out there to get re-injured. They have to slowly bring him in, and he was on a limited snap count for the first.
And don't forget, we had other pass rushers in the rotation with Gary as well.
Right. All right, so let's get on to the next topic. Now, this ought to really get people flustered here. Did you guys see what Greg Jennings said? Greg Jennings came out and said Jordan Love will end up being better than Aaron Rodgers when it's all said and done. Are you buying what he's selling? Go ahead, Ken. What's your thought?
Now, before I answer this, we got to make sure we preface it that Greg Jennings absolutely hates Aaron Rodgers and takes any chance that he can to get a dig at him. But I'm going to have to agree with Greg Jennings on this one. Just from the comparison of their first seasons, he's put out a hell of a lot better numbers than Rodgers did. If he can keep on the same path that Rodgers was, he definitely has a chance to outshine him. Now, it's going to be massively hard, but it's possible.
All right, what's your thoughts on that, Darian? Is Jennings full of what?
Personally, I think he's on. I'm gonna say he's on to something as far as saying it. Yeah, I think Jordan Love has all the potential and every chance to be better than Ben Rodgers. If not skill wise, career wise, to me he can be better. As you look at his first year, he's already ahead of the curve when it comes to doing more than what Rodgers did his first year. Already had a winning season, won a playoff game his first time ever starting in a playoff game, came out victorious, and now it's all about, can you actually follow it up with a much better season? Can you duplicate what you've done your first year or be better? That's just how I look at it.
All right, Dorn, what's your thoughts on that, buddy? Is Greg Jennings full of what?
No, not at all, man. Not at all. Good is actually.
So you're buying what he's selling, huh?
Oh,
we're gonna need your debit card info in the chat, please.
Good right now is building a dynasty right now. He's building a dynasty. We're gonna win not one Super Bowl. We're gonna win multiple Super Bowls. Like I said, we're building a dynasty here, man. We're young. We're the youngest. We're getting better, man.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
Get on the train, man, because we're going places.
All right, did we get to Ken?
That we started with me, but I want to add in something that Love did say, that his eyes are set on the Super Bowl this year, and that when he had his meeting with the front office, that's exactly what they were saying too. So we might be getting Lombardi coming home.
Okay, now we're going to start out with Ken on this one. Now, there are some rumors, there's some gossip, but I'm leaning toward this is more truthful than rumors. The Green Bay Packers are currently looking to bring in a veteran kicker to challenge kicker Anders Carlson. Is that a good idea? Should we look for another kicker? Are you tired of missing kicks? What's your thoughts on that, Ken?
Yeah, we don't need to sign some big time kicker to just outright take the job from him. But I definitely wouldn't mind getting a guy to push him, whether it's we get hooked up with another free agent, because part of that report was we had a deal worked out with a veteran kicker, and he backed out to go re-sign with his team.
What's up, Richard? That's Oliver. We would love to hear
the
some
closet, the closet Packer fan strikes again.
Oh, man.
How's the basement there, Oliver? How's the basement?
That's the thing. See, Richie's team is building up, but how many times have we seen this before? I mean, what we seen him draft Mitch, we've seen him draft Justin Fields. Now it's going to be a third quarterback. They're going to ruin his career. The poor guy. I honestly, genuinely feel bad for the kid. Now, I'm not sure, if Richard's seen it earlier or not, but he is officially a Packer fan. And he said he is going to stay a Packer fan.
And
I would love to hear Richard on that one.
Oh, yeah. Another thing you want to ask Richard a question about, is he still going to have his wish granted about the Bears getting Marvin Harrison Jr.? Because that's who he wanted more so than a quarterback.
Okay, well, hey, I'm going to have to give it to him right here. He's actually not being a homer. He's being logical, 9-8. That's actually very logical.
Mhm.
That's very logical. I could see that as well.
You know what I say this? I think the Bears would be 6-9-1. The Bears would be 6-9-1.
So then we can go around and tease Richie for about 5 years. That's what you call a troll job.
Yeah.
So I've been hearing a lot of rumors too around the league. Are you guys open to trading Christian Watson? And if so, what exactly do you think he's worth? I see a lot of rumors after the combine and as the draft is rolling up. Do you think that's just rumors? What's your thoughts on that, Ken?
Even if there is some smoke to this, I personally wouldn't want to move on from him. I think he's worth more to take the flyer on this year that he finally has under wraps with his hamstring, because his potential is through the freaking roof. I would hate to trade him somewhere and have him go be dominant somewhere else. I'd rather take the chance that we completely waff on him. Because he's only on his rookie contract, so it's not like it's setting the cap back. And we got a bunch of other receivers, so we wouldn't be sat there tied up with it.
Okay, what's your thoughts on that, Robert?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at all these topics we got going on here, man. There's so many. What are we talking about?
Hey, hang on a second. Let's address this right here.
Yeah, that's what
Richard Oliver says. Stop it, you guys. Every year, you guys say you're going to the Super Bowl, and you let one team you up every time. San Francisco. Richie. Is this not the youngest team in the NFL, bud? Yeah. We got rid of the problem. We got rid of Aaron Rodgers. He's the choker.
And this same character. And this same character claimed Super Bowl for his Bears at one point.
Now, see, that's the thing, though. See, he could say that about Green Bay, but he's got to take a look at Chicago. He's got to be pretty disappointed and depressed about what's happened in the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
They haven't had a really good, substantial quarterback since Jay Cutler era. I mean, and that's some time back there,
Do you notice, though?
Notice on the History Channel, like you're going back at midnight shows, you know what I mean? Like it's that bad. What were you gonna say, Dorn?
Do you notice our down year is better than fucking Bears up years? You know what I mean? Our down year.
We're not.
We've never been in the basement. We've never been in the basement.
What the hell is 7-10, bro? I mean, you're talking 9-8, 7-10. What is that? I mean, for Christ's sakes, man, you guys ruined quarterback after quarterback. 30 seasons of us just mollywopping you. I think you won like 10 games the whole time. I mean, playing you twice a year. I mean, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. I don't know.
Building right now.
I think Caleb Williams could be a good potential quarterback, but my fear is I think the Bears are going to ruin him because they're going to play him right away. They're not going to sit and develop him like they need to. I mean, and if they decide to sit and develop him, who are they going to roll with? Badgett?
No,
trust me. Some of them actually want Badgett as their starter.
What's up,
Yeah,
Ken?
we know.
There's no way you're taking a quarterback number 1 overall and sitting him. That might be what he needs, and that might be the best outcome. But can you guys tell me number 1 overall that hasn't started his rookie year? Because I can't remember one.
Yeah. I don't know. After them watching Green Bay do it 3 in a row, you think other teams would be on it. You know, I don't understand it. You look at the Vikings.
Well,
They're drafting a quarterback, but they wouldn't grab Sam Darnold. Yeah, Sam Darnold ain't no elite quarterback, but he's a quarterback that's going to fulfill it while the young kid develops. So they don't have
Bill. Well, Bill, if there's one example of somebody who was successful with their first year starting as a rookie QB, it has to be C.J. Stroud. So I think everybody's going to follow that kind of example.
Yeah.
So it's they're thinking if C.J. Stroud could be that successful just being drafted into the league, so could anyone else.
That's 1 out of a million, though, when you look at it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's not a C.J. Stroud in every draft, and there's not one in every 5 drafts. You know what I mean? So I'm not too sure, but we got 5 minutes left, guys. You guys got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I was thinking something about Watson. I think what they're going to do with Watson, I think they're going to keep him for this year, see how he improves. And but I'm thinking they're going to actually get another wide receiver in this draft, and we're going to use a upper pick for it too.
Right.
They've been looking at Worthy. They've been looking at a couple other speedy receivers and stuff. So I think they're going to grab one.
Okay. How about you, Darian? What's your final thoughts for the show?
To answer that question about Christian Watson, I don't see much value with him in terms of any trade. Even if it wasn't just a rumor, I'm not sure they get much out of him in a trade outside of just anything as high as a 3rd or 4th round pick is all I see him being worth. So my thing is I don't see Christian Watson going anywhere.
I would take a 3rd if he was up for trade. If someone called got a 3rd for him and he had his replacement, I'd do it.
Yeah, that's about as high I could see Christian Watson for a trade, but I think let him stay for 1 more year and see if we can keep him healthy, see if he can actually give us the production of a wide receiver 1 that we want to see. If not, then maybe definitely we look a different direction, because I look at this receiving room and we got plenty of guys who can actually produce and give a big game every once in a while. You're not just going to see just one guy perform at a high level.
Right. All right, Ken, go ahead. What's your final thoughts?
That this defense with this new coordinator is going to turn the corner right away. We're going to end up as a top 5 aggressive defense, and that's what's going to be what helps get us over the hump and move us into the next round of the playoffs. Go, Pack, go.
All right, Robert, you're the final of the show, buddy.
All the pieces are coming together. You guys get ready because the show is going to be lit. I'm telling you, man. We got our offense going already, man. We just a few tweaks, the defense, the new guy, everything. Barry, I seen your comment. Brody, don't worry, man. The defense is going to be there. You're going to be – I'm telling you, man, it's going to be the draft is going to save us. Watch.
All right, guys, that's the end of our show. Tune in again Monday. Like I said, we're live every Saturday and Monday night at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, and Roku TV. If you want to find us on Roku, look up the Northeast Streaming Channel, and you'll find us there live every Saturday and Monday night. Remember, the future looks bright in Green Bay, so if you go out there, wear your sunglasses. Go, Pack, go.
So, of course, you're watching the Frozen Tundra Network. Like and share our page on Facebook and Instagram. And, of course, we got Bill, the Packer fan, who's always been here with us. And now we have Packers News 24/7 for all of your Packers news, highlights, and updates. One of our newest pages, PackerBacker News. They have a morning show every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Go check them out. And as everybody knows, we have the Frozen Tundra Network podcast on the Northeast Streaming Sports Channel that is live every Saturday and Monday, 5 p.m. Central Time.